So what are you? You're
I'm a believer.
You're a believer. Are you one of these anti-gay people?
God will deal with them. I'm just bringing...
No, God loves gays.
Yeah, I said, I'm just preaching.
Well, we'll deal with it. Yeah, that's like a KK Klansman says,
No.
I like niggers. I won't hang one from a tree.
No.
Let my brothers take care of that. Yeah, we know.
Battle lines being drawn, people speaking their mind.
50 years ago, on June the 28th, 1969, the LGBT community, meaning the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community, fought for its civil rights and basic human rights. A right to just exist without facing prosecution. In a time where homosexuality was illegal under the law and homosexuals were widely conceived to also be child molesters. It was widely believed that older homosexual men went after younger or teenage men and converted them to homosexuality, turning them, as the vernacular was used, full queer. And then those converted young men to homosexuality would then go out and seek other young men and children and try to convert them and molest children. This hatred cost the lives of millions of innocent homosexual men and women. They were murdered or considered to be guilty of sexual crimes such as rape for the simple fact that they looked like they could be homosexual or were known to be homosexual. If they were not already out as homosexuals, then the authorities would out them to their families, to their employers, to the schools, colleges, or universities that they attended and destroy their lives. The Stonewall riots is the day that LGBT people stood up and fought back. 1 year after the Stonewall riots, the first Pride March was held. The years before, the first Pride March had been defined by violence, police raids, and targeted protests by a gay community that was just starting to wake up, arms against oppression. And here we are 50 years later. For the record, I don't know what this man's personal beliefs are towards the LGBT community. He may very well have been told by the organization that he is either working for and represents or volunteers for and represents to carry a party line of let God sort out the homosexuals and LGBT people. And his response to me was not meant to be offensive or unkind. I did not mean to be unkind to him. But folks, keep in mind that LGBT people have been told for decades and generations that they have no rights until Stonewall, and then by religious organizations that they are committing sin, and the ultimate sin of homosexuality, and treated like criminals, and accused of being child molesters. People are tired of being treated like second-class citizens. His response struck me like an insult. I apologize for my language. I do not use profanity as a regular part of my vernacular, but I only use that as an example, a comparison as to how black folks were treated during their civil rights struggles and how LGBT people are treated.